So today we're connected with Professor Ari Fahrial Syam. He is one of the founders of Yayasan Gastroenterology Indonesia and is also the Dean of Universitas Indonesia Faculty of Medicine. So hello, good morning, Prof. Ari. Thank you for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
I am good. Thank you very much.
And also the first one, Happy New Year, Prof.
Oh, yes, thank you very much.
Happy New Year. Okay, so we're specifically talking about GERD, that it is something that we need to be aware of. Now, most people know that they have something wrong with their body, but they cannot explain. Sometimes they vomit too much, but they cannot explain what's going on behind that. So, heads up, what is GERD?
Okay, yes. Yeah, I think this is the popular term here in our community. Patients said that, okay, doctors, I have suffered from GERD.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, GERD is actually what we call that the one of acid-related disease. Okay, because the problems of this disease because of your problems with your stomach acid. Okay, if we see the definitions of GERD, we call that the gastroesophageal reflux disease. Reflux means something flow back into the esophagus. Okay, actually there is what we call that there is a cleft between esophagus and stomach, and it's always closed after our food go down to stomach. Okay, but the problem is if there is what we call that there is not close, open, still open. Okay, and then the stomach acid, what we call that, flows back into the esophagus.
Right.
After that, there is so many problems will come after that. Your stomach acid back to your esophagus.
Right.
Okay?
So
I don't know. It is easy to you to understand.
It is very understandable, and also this is very descriptive when it comes to the explanation that you just gave us. But that is probably the what do you call it? The explanation from the medical side. But for us to understand our body even better, Prof, what are actually the signs and symptoms of this GERD or the reflux disease?
Yes, I said that actually our stomach acid just only in the stomach. Okay. The problem is because this acid and also the contents of our stomach flows back to esophagus. So there will, what we call that there is some symptoms of that. First, we feel like a burning sensation in your chest.
Okay.
What we call that heartburn. Okay. Patient that chest pain or something like that, and it is usually after eating. But sometimes, after eating. And sometimes the patient said maybe worse at night.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the problems. And also sometimes patients feel, like a difficulty of swallowing. Okay. And then sometimes what we call that regurgitations of food. Or like a bitter taste or something like that.
Yes.
And sensations of something in your throat. So this is the signs of GERD patients when to us as clinicians. Okay.
Right.
As Professor was actually explaining that, I'm trying to examining myself if I do have that kind of symptoms, and hopefully not.
Hopefully not. Yes. But it's interesting that what Prof. Adi just mentioned. So one of the symptoms, correct me if I'm wrong here, you did mention that you feel this heartburn sensation on your chest area. Now, aside from having the early attack of heart disease, or if you're having disease, chest pain, something like that, how do you know that actually this is GERD when you have the chest pain, or there's something wrong
with the heart?
So,
oh yeah.
is there any, is there any explanation to that? So we know a little bit more.
Yes, actually, this is not easy, because patients come with the chest pain. Actually, if the chest pain from a heart attack, they will stay around 10 minutes, the pain, okay?
Okay.
What we call refer to your hand, but if GERD, the heartburn go to up, like
I see,
in your toes or something like that. And then regurgitation or something like that. This is the difference. But that the GERD is a chronic things, because for heart attack, this is sometimes patient abruptly have these problems, heart pain or something like that. So the problem is our GERD patient always think when they suffer with the chest pain or heartburn, thinks maybe this is from heart. So they are or in the hospital or something like that. So these problems will trigger anxiety. This is a really problems after that.
Now, this leads to my next question, doctor. Prof, I'm sorry for that. Like lots of people are saying that this kind of disease might stem from psychological factors. And what you said earlier about anxiety, can you actually get this disease from anxiety or from stress and something like that?
Yeah, actually, what we call that, this is like a cycle, okay? If patients have GERD, they will be stressed about these conditions, okay? And then make them anxiety. And then the anxiety will trigger the GERD, okay? And sometimes patients with the anxiety will trigger the GERD. So this is like a cycle.
I see.
So how to manage these patients? We must stop the GERD first. And sometimes together to stop the GERD, and then they will be reduce the anxiety, or we stop the anxiety, they will reduce the GERD. So like what we call that, like a cycle, okay?
Right. Okay, now we understand even more.
That's why sometimes that's not easy to manage our GERD patients, because we must sometimes I consult to my colleagues psychiatrists to solve our patient problems.
Okay.
So you might say that it's partly psychosomatic, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yes, that's right. Sometimes we can make diagnosis of this patient with the psychosomatic. Okay. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So if it's related to psychosomatic, so commonly it's for patients who are adults patients. But my question is, Prof. Adi, can this disease, this GERD, actually, kids can actually have this kind of GERD maybe? Is it just, just for adults, or it can occur to kids as well?
Yes, also, I mean, every age, okay? Kids, adults, okay? And then younger people or something like that. Because, the trigger of GERD from food as well, like cheese, chocolate, something like that. So, and also patients with obesity, mentioned before about the lack of activity, something like that. They will trigger your GERD.
Okay.
My pediatrics colleague also have patients with GERD as well.
Okay. So, looking to the brighter part here. So that means GERD is curable. So how can now how can actually we cure this GERD by ourselves, not just going to the doctor, or is it curable if we go to the doctor?
Yes, yeah, I mentioned that before, that this GERD, what we call that the one of what we call that the lifestyle disease. Okay, so if you can change your what we call that life modifications, like to reduce cheese food, and also chocolate, and also to reduce your body weight, and also to increase your activity, stop smoking, stop alcohol, okay, I think you can reduce your GERD symptoms because all it trigger your symptoms of GERD.
Now, Prof. Ari, I heard some people are talking about GERD being the cause of deaths. Like as some of the people were found with GERD and stuff like that, and people call it life-threatening. Yeah. Is that true, or does it happen to those with comorbidity? Like they have another comorbid, and then in addition to that, they have GERD, and that added up to those life-threatening conditions?
Yes, of course. I think actually GERD not make death, okay? Directly.
Okay.
Because I agree with you that maybe this patient have heart problems before, okay? And sometimes maybe they have acid reflux, and they'll induce what we call that the heartbeat increase, okay? What we call it tachycardia or something like that. And then there will be, if these patients have problems with their heart, maybe they will make what we call that the heart attack of this patient. So, yeah, and I mentioned that the symptoms of GERD similar with the cardiac. So sometimes maybe this patient have the pain when the patient suffer with pain, chest pain. Maybe this is not from their stomach, but from their heart disease.
Okay. Now, Prof. Ari, obviously that we learned a lot here about GERD.
A lot, like very much compared to what I gathered from the internet or what's like that.
There you go. He's a pro already. That's why we have him. Okay, Prof. Ari, so if the symptoms occur, okay, so what is the first aid that we need to do?
Yeah.
Okay, actually, as I always say to my patient, please keep your medicine, okay? Call that there is a medicine to reduce the acid, and then maybe to what we call that neutralize your acid, and then keep this medicine. Because sometimes patients feel...
All right, so we're trying to reconnect ourselves with Prof. Ari. And from what he just said and from what he just explained to us, that you might want to see and examine more if it's actually an acid reflux or heart-related disease, because the GERD itself, it's actually localized in chest, around the chest, and if it's like heart-related, it could go up to your arms. And then actually we got reconnected with Prof. Ari. Yes. So Prof, can you explain more to us about the first aid that we can do if this kind of disease occurs?
Okay, so after we cure our patient, sometimes I always say that to our patient, please keep your medicine. Medicine to reduce your acid, for your neutralize your acid. This is the important. Sometimes patient still what we call that still okay because they keep the medicine pockets, and then when the patients can suffer with the GERD symptoms again, please keep calm because this is important. They will reduce your anxiety, and then they will reduce your GERD symptom as well. Okay. And sometimes maybe you can drink the glass of water, something like that. Okay. Yeah, this is how to what we call that like first aid when you have GERD symptoms.
So actually drinking lots of water is helping. Okay. Now, Prof. Ari, here in Indonesia, we as Indonesians, maybe including yourself, we like to eat what we call with sambal. That
I love
sambal
that.
ulek, right? The chili paste. Now, if we do have GERD, is it still okay that we consume this chili paste or not?
Sorry, would you like to repeat your question because I have problems with my internet here?
Okay, so as I said before, here in Indonesia, we love something which is spicy, such as eating rice with sambal, right? Sambal ulek.
Yes,
now, for some of those who have a GERD, is it still okay, tolerable or not for them to eat dishes with the sambal?
Yeah, so I always said to my GERD patient, first you must reduce acid things, and then you must reduce the spicy food, and then you must reduce the fatty food. So it depends the conditions.
Okay.
I mean, if you have still GERD symptoms like heartburn, so you must stop this food. Okay. But if the condition is good, maybe you can try, but just a little, something like that.
Just a little. Everything too much is not good. Just a little.
Asian people can live without sambal.
I know, Prof. I know for a fact that we cannot live without sambal. So, Prof. Ari, just one more thing before we say goodbye.
Yes.
It is very dangerous for us to assume which one is the do's, which are the don'ts. And from the professional point of view right now, Prof, can you tell us the do's and the don'ts when it comes to GERD?
Okay, first, I think you just keep calm if you have GERD symptoms. Then I think, take a medicine I mentioned, maybe what we call that neutralize your acid, and then one of the medicine to reduce your acid or something like that. And then don't be panic. This is the important thing. Keep calm, maybe drink water, and then they will reduce your anxiety, because the anxiety, I mean, if you have anxiety, they will make your GERD deeper.
Okay. So there's actually another concept in public at the moment, that you have to eat every 3 hours or every 3 to 4 hours. Is that true? Is that just a myth?
Yeah, I think this is a myth, because our stomach, the food in our stomach still keep there around 4 and 6 hours. So just maybe every 6 hours is okay. Sometimes patients that they always eat every hours, no need. So just keep 3 or 4. 4 hours is okay. Minimum is 4 hours is okay.
Okay.
But if you feel something, just drink water is enough. Okay.
There you go. I'm sticking with water.
Well, I'm so happy to be able to connect with you, Prof.
Yes.
Because this is such a mystery in Jakarta, in particular, because lots of my friends are having GERD at the moment, and as Professor just said, that is actually the disease lifestyle. So you better watch your lifestyle. Prof, thank you so much for your excessive explanation. And this is such an eye-opening, Prof. Stay healthy, Happy New Year, and take care of yourself.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you very much. Thank you, bye-bye.
Bye, Prof.
Bye.